Okay, so recently VRChat has been attempting to tackle the VRAM problem that is affecting the game right now, which is a very good thing. They're just taking into account the amount of VRAM on your model when it comes to the performance rank of the model. And as people have possibly been seeing going around on Reddit, Blendshapes mean more mesh memory, which is stored in VRAM. So it does have a negative effect on the amount of VRAM usage that you're using. With this model being as low poly as it is, it doesn't really have a huge effect. I was just testing the scene in Unity, just deleting and reintroducing the mesh in my Unity scene and checking the profiler to see how much VRAM it was using. And it was, in terms of textures, it was about 100 kilobytes, so 0.1 megabytes, and meshes didn't even change, which means it is less than 100 kilobytes worth of mesh memory. So the blend shapes are adding less than a tenth of a megabyte in terms of VRAM currently because it's such a low poly mesh. However, for those of you that do want to optimize as much as possible, I've decided to record a video showing some basic Blender work on it should essentially be just as easy as doing it in Unity because you still have all these sliders here for your blend shapes. So you won't have to do any modeling and you can still make a static mesh. So one of the first things you can do is right click down here. This is just useful. This little black tray at the bottom. If you right click there, you can do scene statistics and that will tell you more information about your scene. So like I can have my poly count, which is tries right here. That's the one you need to worry about. So this mesh is 1102 polygons, and that's what will be rendered in game. And right now it has all of these blend shapes, which are just for customization purposes. So we're going to get rid of those and still be able to modify it uh, in the same way that you would in Unity. So if I were to, the first thing I want to do is go to File. After opening the Blender file that I included in the Gumroad package, there's a Blender file for these glasses, which is exactly what I have here. You'll open that, go to File, Import, FBX, and then I have it already pulled up, but you'll navigate to the Unity project that you want to add it to, which this one's just for my Nardo. So you can find the FBX in that Unity project and drag and drop it here. And then you can hit import FBX. And mine had to download from the cloud. But that, in this case, imported my modified version of the Nardo that I use. So you can hide the armature, and you can go in and hide anything that's not the body so that you can see what you're doing with the glasses here. Right now, we are in object mode, which is what it should be in by default. So if you click on different objects, it will change. So click on the glasses, and then you will see all of these blend shapes here. And I'm just going to do a really basic one just to kind of show you what I mean. So the wings are kind of inside the head right now. So what I'm going to do is go down to the wings, and I'll do wings wide. And they're still not quite there, so I'm going to scale it, make the whole thing slightly bigger. And now that is fitting on there, and I can move it up as well since it's clipping into the nose. So I'll move it up a bit. And then I can take the bridge. I can take the bridge and move it down to fit on there. This was made with the Nardo in mind, so it's already going to be fairly close, but you could do modifications to the nose pads if you needed to as well. And then I want those wings to be down a little bit just because I like it to fit in between those two fluffs. So I will go to wings down, and I'll move them down a bit. And now I have a pair of glasses that is fitting the Nardo, roughly. And so this would just be a quick thing to do. So now, after you have it set up to fit using these sliders the same way you would in Unity, you can click this little down arrow right here. You still need to be in object mode to do this. So if you're in edit mode or sculpt mode or something, you'll want to go back to object mode. Click this little down arrow next to your shape keys and do new shape from mix, and then that will, where did that go? There it is. It came down and came as key 67. So I'll just make this custom blend shape. And then if I put all of these back down to 0, all the ones that I changed back to 0, this custom blend shape will just combine all of them. And so that will make it easier to go back up to the basis right here, which is the base shape. You can go to edit mode, and if you hit if you hit A, it will select everything. And now you can go to vertex and blend from shape, and then we're gonna go down to the, I named it custom blend shape. You'll click custom blend shape, and if you can use add or not use add. If you don't use add, it just makes it exactly what it was, so I'll not use add. And that will change the basis to be what you created. So now you can go back into object mode, and you can go in and delete all of these blend shapes with this little minus here. So if you just start from here at the bottom, go all the way up, you want to make sure that the basis is the last one that you delete. And now this is ready to go as a static mesh rather than one that has a whole bunch of blend shapes. And so I can now hide the body from the Nardo Aragon. Go to open this here. Actually, there's no armature involved with this, so you can just select universal glasses. These are the 2 material and quest versions. They're also included. I used the single material. So I can click on this. I can go to File, Export, FBX, and then you can navigate back to the project that you wanted to put it in, which mine was Blizz Nardragon, Assets, Blizz. I do have a Universal Glasses folder, and I will do this as custom so I don't replace any of the old FBX files that were there. And you want to unselect camera and lamp, hit limit to selected objects. That way it only exports the universal glasses and not everything in the whole project. And then you'll go to geometry, don't apply modifiers, armature, don't add leaf bones, and export FBX. So that would go to my Nardo one. I'm actually going to put it in my Tiger Bee one because I already have that one open. So if I go to my Tiger Bee, this one here, assets, Blizz, universal glasses, FBX files. And then now that you've got these settings set up and you're in the directory that you want to put it in, you hit export FBX and it will export. I'll go to my Unity project that I already have open and go to project, Blizz, universal glasses. FBX files. That's where I put it right. I had one more folder to go to. Those are the prefabs. But here is the universal glasses custom import. And as you can see, there aren't any blend shapes on this. So if I were to drag and drop this into my scene here, they pop up there because that's where they are in the scene in Blender. Which this is meant to fit the Nardo, not the Tiger Bee. So if I had imported it to the Nardo project, it would have been a little bit better. But this was just to give you a general idea of how you can make a custom version of these glasses and not have all of the blend shapes involved to reduce texture memory, which, as I mentioned, isn't a huge issue with these since it's a small mesh. But yeah, this would be a more optimized way to do it if any of you guys are willing to do it this way instead of just importing the one that exists.